I hope that this time it's working. And today we're gonna have a little cosmic news flash on the dragon frequency, on what's been happening in the cosmic fields. And I have my beautiful sister Saskia Yasmin from Hawaii online with me. Let me just check that it's working, that we are on. I hope we are. Yes, we are on now. Okay. So let me just write her that I'm here. And I wanted to talk to her because we had a very similar experience. I had a very intense experience a couple of days ago doing a rosemary dieta. And I was just watching some dolphin videos, and randomly this activated this insane memory of my dolphin experience, my dolphin being. And the dolphins and the whales started like swimming around me and brought me onto the frequency of innocence. And suddenly I connected back with this golden childhood in me, with the frequency of innocence. And I was like put back into the womb of the great cosmic mother. And I felt how um, the cord was restored to the organic tree of life. She's hello, beautiful sister.
Hello, my sister. I'm so
It's so
happy.
good to have you.
Yeah, absolute divine orchestration.
Yes. It's been a long time that we wanted to speak, huh?
Yeah,
And always something happened. But I feel that the stars needed to align first, because,
absolutely.
and some things needed to happen first. And I feel that I was just talking about the synchronicity that I had with your last masterclass, and how incredible it was that just before I had the urge all the time to listen to it. And just before I listened to it, I experienced the activation that you were saying. I did it before, and it was just an amazing confirmation for me to receive, to say, okay, so we are so synced up right now. Our monad, our soul group is really coming together, experiencing the same things. And I reached out to you and I said, thank you so much for this incredible activation. If you have a chance to watch this replay, it's really a restructuring you back to the organic tree of life, to the cosmic father mother principle, so that you can emerge as the co-golden child. And yeah, just welcome to this beautiful conversation. We didn't have any plan today. We said we're just gonna flow. But before we started to speak, I already had some dragon activity around. So how have you been?
I'm doing amazing. I feel like this is the first year that I've allowed myself to go so deep into that winter, kind of hibernation and reset and rebirth, kind of through the darkness. Like literally, as soon as the solstice portal hit, and I offered a masterclass for the solstice, I got the guidance to just really go inwards so deep. And it's really been such a rejuvenating portal of rebirth and deep, deep healing and reset for my nervous system. And now I feel like I've emerged in such a potent way, like recharged and ready to pour into, the things that I'm birthing. And it feels so aligned also with, the year of the fire horse starting, that it feels so important that I feel like I and many others have been, really getting this strong guidance to actually, the importance that we build from the true foundation, from the deep, deep nervous system regulation, from deep embodiment, heal any like disassociation and, body mind split, and come so deeply home into the body, into this, find the safety again deep within the still point of our nervous system. And that's kind of really been my journey, deepening into that, so I can actually like hold from true foundation like my own emergence, and then hold the space for others in a much more powerful way. And yeah, it's given me so much just joy and excitement to feel like now everything that we're building is going to be from true foundations, and allow us to have an accelerate. I feel like there's many that are going to be able to like receive the gifts of this year of the fire horse, of this like this fire of devotion, of like the passion, the fire of our soul that is so ready to create what we truly desire with God, in alignment with divine will. And almost kind of like in this like the galloping of the horse, of just like overcoming obstacles and charging forwards, that can be possible when we build from this like this true foundation. So yeah, I feel really excited about that.
Yeah. So what I really like about your work, and I don't go online with a lot of people, only like when I see that the work that I share, that I support is truly embodied. And I can really feel that from you, that you are speaking from lived experience. I know I can feel it in the frequency of your words, that they come from you, they come from your being, they come from your experiences. I don't know if I'm wrong, but it feels as if everything that you know is a remembrance or is an experience that you had. And I feel that this fire horse year will only leave the teachers, and not teachers in the sense of I'm going to teach you, tell you something what to do, but I'm just going to show you what I've experienced and lived. And I hold those codes in my being, and I can mirror them back to you. That those beings will be the ones that will actually survive, because this fire horse here, I feel, is like dropping off all the masks of the fake gurus or unembodied teachings. And you said that you were birthing some things, and I've been following you for a while, and I know that and just recently you also posted that you're now also offering one-on-ones for others to step into their mission and their soul leadership. And I feel that all of us who are in the same soul group and have experienced very similar activations and embodiments are now being called to um, bring the others in to this embodied state, for them also to be a bridge for others. Because I don't know about you, but I have been receiving the information about a wave um, for a long time now. And in the beginning, I thought it was maybe a literal wave that was going to happen. But the last few weeks, the message was it is a huge, huge wave of awakening. And we are now shortly before the start of the real new year, which for me is the 22nd of March. So the 21st is equinox. Then no, the 20 is equinox, from 20 to the 21st. The 21st is the day out of time, and then the 22nd is the first year, new year, and also it's the first year of the new solar year. So we end a 13,000-year-old solar cycle. So it's really a complete new frequency that we're going to experience. And I have been feeling that something is around the corner. Something huge is around the corner, and we have been prepared, and we have to also prepare many, many more because the wave will be so, so strong. I don't know how you see it.
Yeah, I absolutely deeply resonate with that as well. And like you said, yeah, really just the importance of coming deeper into like full embodiment and that still point frequency of truth. And yes, I absolutely, yeah, deeply also just fully agree with, yeah, your perception, that, yeah, the things, the teachings that, or just like the transmissions more that I share is really my lived experience. Yeah, I've never been able to, I've never resonated with just like copying some or imitating something else that I've heard and just repeating that. I've always just, gone through my own, soul retrievals on this ascension path, and just like trying to reclaim my soul essence back, and through that, been able to move through different like stations of identity, different kind of really bridging like the higher dimensions into the mundane human soul lessons that need to be remembered and understood to move forward. Yeah.
Maybe that's a super good question because I get that a lot, and it would be super interesting for you to explain because not many know what a soul retrieval is.
Mm.
So maybe you can explain what is a soul retrieval for you and how do you. I know that you're offering that container that you're offering now is I think 3 months,
Yeah.
where the main work is focused around that, around multidimensional soul retrieval. And it would be amazing to hear that from you. Like, what do you think? How can you explain what it is?
Yeah, absolutely love that. I feel that's kind of like the core of my work or my soul mastery in general, that I've, been stepping more and more into understanding and mastering the art of soul retrieval. And that's what I teach in my, just Lemurian priestess arts training for women, and also my other offering, Moo Rainbow Dragon Prophecy, is more about birthing your soul legacy and reclaiming your power, your wealth. But everything has to do with soul retrievals, because ultimately, everything like our wealth, our joy, our power, it's all about reclaiming our soul essence back. Even for the wealth, ultimately, it's like there is nothing more valuable than soul essence. It's like that is what ultimately forces like draconian slash narcissistic forces, but also the Luciferian forces of, temptation, distraction, and yeah, escapism, have that lay dormant within us. It's almost, like it's never lost the soul essence. It just gets laid dormant, and it's almost like a frequency fence of amnesia. Like I've almost come to identify like these 7 veils of amnesia around the womb creation power. And it has to do with veils, for example, of just like a lack of clarity, or like an actual like amnesia spell where we don't fully like remember who we are and what we came here to do. Then there's just like there's different veils where we forget our power, our worth, the courage that is natural to our soul, where we go into all these very human and understandable like states of fear because of trauma that took place. In this like soul retrieval, we actually go back to the original core causal moment that we like somehow gave that, like not gave that soul essence away, but just kind of agreed, consented to it being laid dormant, because either we felt intimidated, threatened, afraid, or like, being blamed, diminished, shut down, gaslit, or, also distracted, can really lay that soul essence dormant. So we have to go back to that original timeline, be it in our childhood, but it also always goes back to previous, more ancient timelines, where falls of consciousness took place, be it, Atlantis, Lemuria, and even, things that are beyond our Earth, our planet. our planetary timelines, like back to Andromeda, back to Lyran, just timelines where we have to actually like reclaim our original soul essence back. And it's really about coming, like actually choosing to be so deeply present in your body. So this is how you really can do a soul retrieval by staying deeply rooted in the body, bridging, the multidimensional into the mundane and into the human consciousness of like going deep, deep, facing like each fear, each pain that is held in your body with such deep presence. You no longer run away, like the Luciferian forces want us to run, to escape, to distract, to focus on false ego desires. That's what literally, the world, unfortunately, the forces of control and fear have even set up, to distract humanity, to keep them asleep in so many different ways. But it's like when you have that holy passion in your soul, like a soul fire, a devotion to to return to heaven on earth in your body first, and to unite with all your soul parts. Like nothing can stop you. And when you unite with God, there's no force that can stand in the way. Like all these places start to get illuminated to you, start to kind of embark on a path of soul retrieval. And when you can face these things united with God, you will receive the strength, you will receive the courage, you will receive the clarity to understand, like, what is it that in that moment you didn't maybe see and understand and know about your power, about what you truly stand for, and how to together with God actually be victorious and overcome. And the moment that you reclaim your power in that moment, it's like that false power of these forces of control crumbles. And it's like no matter where your soul essence got, almost like it's like they can take our soul essence almost like hostage, right, and try and keep it stuck. It's like you have the authority to claim everything back that is yours. And it's like an unbelievable feeling of victory for not just yourself but the world every time you reclaim this original soul essence back. Like you liberate yourself, you truly, it's like it brings back so much inner peace and joy and power. And it really allows your soul to anchor into this body. And that's what I truly believe is how we birth, head back to earth. Like our soul truly represents heaven, and earth is like, the portal of our body that we need to merge back. So yeah, I'm really
That's
passionate
such a
about this.
beautiful metaphor. I love it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, what I've experienced through my way of soul retrieval, which is for me, it's so beautiful that we all have our own very unique way. So I do it through art, where literally the portal is the portal, and you start to travel through those places, and then suddenly those parts of you, of your soul that you have been lost or that have been stuck in other space-time continuums are able to merge back to you. And it doesn't have to be a conscious process. Sometimes it's just it happens and you're like overwhelmed with the feeling, but you don't really know the whole story around. Because what I have noticed is that sometimes when you, for example, go to a place and you're like, okay, I'm in Lemuria and this happened, and then there's another story created where another, like, it is what you said. We need to bring all of those into the now, like into the here and into this body. So, what I have experienced, and I don't know if you feel the same, because when I was starting to having all the soul retrievals, I felt as if I was not retrieving like me in a sense of me, but like more so our avatar soul, like our monad. So us as one, so that parts of course it's me in a sense, but not me as my soul iris, but us in a sense of a bigger consciousness. And that's a little bit the what I feel that we are doing is bringing all of us, and on a collective level all of what we are as a monad, to like together, and that what you the work that you do, this is what I felt when I came into your container, is um that you work on a much higher level, I would say, on a almost monadic avatar level, um, that is doing a collective work. So your name of your offering is also very interesting to me. So I wanted to ask you about the name. Why? Because it has to do with what I just said. Why do you name it Rainbow Prophecy or Moo Rainbow Dragon Prophecy?
Hmm.
Mm.
Love that question. So for me, so the dragon essence, that so many people have been starting to speak about in the year of the dragon we had and all that. It became like trendy to speak about dragons and all that. And it's like not everyone fully understands, I feel like, the true meaning of the dragons. And some people think, oh my god, this is so far out, but I feel like those of us that really it touches something, or so, like, we know like what it truly represents. And it's like that primordial soul essence. So there's, for me, like the feminine dragon power is like the creation power. It's like a holy mother, primordial creation power. And it also connects to our immaculate, just like innocence and purity from which that creation power is born. And the masculine dragon power is this primordial protector of what is sacred, of what is holy. So it's really the sacred guardian essence that allows the power to, to emerge, in a safe and protected way. And so these solar treatments have to happen unified, hierarchically. And so the name of this offering, Moo Rainbow Dragon Prophecy, is really because this is what I believe is like the antidote to what we're seeing in the world right now, of like the dark agenda that these forces of fear and control are trying to roll out with wars, with like trying to create financial hardship and inflation to then eventually coerce humanity into to some kind of just like digital ID, or just some kind of like system of enslavement and further enslavement and control. And for me, the antidote is really like these it's really these like heaven on earth seeds or blueprints that God, Holy Father, Holy Mother, placed within us, specifically our womb, that we all hold. I believe it's connected to the 8 fetal cells that get created in the moment of conception. That is really like your original soul essence. And it also like connects it really to your deepest and truest soul desires, because like what you deeply desire is always about who you want to, or who you are at the deepest core. That's like your desires are actually unified with your truer and higher identity of who you truly are. And so that kind of these specific blueprints that we all hold, they're part of this divine heaven on earth master plan that I feel is actually going to unfold. And it's the answer is like the miracle override to just like the lower false phantom timelines that are starting to crumble. And the way to crumble these timelines is really more of us truly unlocking this womb creation power, like understanding again the ability to even just remember the holiness, the sacredness, of the Holy Mother that lives inside our womb, just as much, as we also want to remember, the power of Holy Father that is in the brain. And they work hierogramically, even to like see through the eyes of the Father, that immense, immaculate sacredness of life, that holiness. And from that place, that inner holy passion, that true eros power, that true soul. Like for me, eros is really like soul desire, that primordial soul desire to burst what your soul truly came here to. So that's like, kind of part of the name of my offering. And even like the word prophecy, for me, it's really like an actual prophecy of this mother dragon that has this like white, it's like a white diamond flame or white diamond Elohai sun, and it's like the emanation of these like of all the rainbow diamond color tones of creation. And from that place, it's really like a prophecy, and it's why there's a specific prophecy. And I feel like, I mean, a lot of us have heard this prophecy from different indigenous tribes in different ways, but ultimately that there will come a time where this kind of like the rainbow warriors, or like however you want to call those that reconnect back to that womb creation power and unite kind of all the tribes to overcome this victimizer program, because they come into this inner union with God, with their higher self, and from that place step truly into that higher self creation power instead of battling with what we don't want and engaging with that phantom timeline. It's really about really going into our creation power and birthing through the womb like the heavenly timelines that we do desire. And so that's kind of the word prophecy, that like there will come a day where we start to, or time where we start to truly so deeply step into that creation power and not allow anything to distract us and stop us, and we will just allow ourselves to take the womb back as a stargate and ripple that rainbow frequency of creation of heaven on earth back into the world. And if like it's yeah, it's almost like contagious, like when you tap into that frequency of remembrance, it's like you can show others the way that this is what we actually came here to do. And yeah.
Your words are like honey in my ears. It's everything that I have also been feeling, been experiencing. And my name is Iris, which is rainbow in Spanish. So, and my first, very, very first awakening to my artist self, to my mission, was through the Rainbow Dragon. And this
Wow.
is where I remembered the prophecy. And I have been sharing bits and pieces that I'm allowed to share, but what I truly feel is happening now is that the ancient ones, the bird tribes, which are souls like you, like me, who come with more of this remembrance, active, or have been simply activated before the others as trailblazers, as way showers, to speak about it and pull out the call to the others so that we start to come together to connect. And as you said, step fully into our mission, which is also part of what I do now with Dragonborn. So this is the name of my retreat that I do in person now, which is what we're going to be doing exactly that. It's this remembrance, the full activation of the womb power and coming into the body, like the full multidimensional self into the body. And there is a beautiful sacred stone here that I have been led to not a long time ago, which is an entrance to the inner earth. And I'm here guardian of a stargate as well. So all of those things is not things that I have planned. Is this sudden remembrance or moments of where you know what you have to do, and it's not something that I have done a course on, or you, it's something that suddenly you know, okay, this is it, and I know exactly what to do and how to do it. And it is maybe hard for someone who has not experienced it to understand that you don't have to learn anything, that it can be really in 1 second when you retrieve back the soul parts, that you suddenly know exactly what to do and how to do things, and you don't need to learn anything because you simply know in all of your cells, like you know how to birth a child, what to do, and how to do it. And I feel that this is what is happening now in the coming in this year. I feel that many of us will be activated in their personal instructions, in their next level of mission. And also us, I feel that for us as well, we're also going through this process of stepping into our next level of visibility, of mission. At least for me, I feel that this is going to happen this year as well. So it's not like that we have it all like figured out, but it's always a process also, at least for me, I'm going to speak for me, it's also a process for me. And what I really find super interesting is that you talk about the seven seals, I think you call that, in the womb. My question here is, also for, is your offering also for men?
This specific two offerings that I'm holding right now are for women specifically,
Okay.
because that is, my master. I feel like for men there's a different reclamation journey.
Yeah,
I would be
exactly.
open to working one-on-one with men, but these two are designed for the feminine reclamation process.
Okay, yes, super. So the seven womb seals, I think you call them seals, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I used to actually have an offering, I think, called the seven gates of Gama. So it's like you can either call
Okay.
them gates or veils or seals. It doesn't matter. They're just like frequency fences that we need to, initiations, doorways to come
Mm-hmm.
home to ourselves. Some people even
Can you
call them
maybe
like
mention them so that maybe
seven,
people
like,
feel if they resonate with that?
sorry, can you repeat again?
Yes. Can you maybe mention those veils or those gates so that maybe people can feel if they resonate with that, and that could be something that they feel identified with?
Yes, absolutely. So so ultimately it's like connected to the seven chakra body. I know like we have 12 in total connected to like the 12 dimensions, but like the ones inside the body are like the ones where we need to actually, there's like an initiation where, like the dark mother can hold the inner Christ hostage, or the dark father can hold the inner feminine hostage, and there's something that we need to retrieve. And so these veils, ultimately, they're in a way like we have these three energy centers in our body of the heart, the womb, the crown, that are like the main, at least for the feminine body, the triple solar centers. And we need to restore this Hyros Gamos union in these places.
Yeah.
And ultimately it's so it's like these veils, they're actually kind of also like not just around the womb, but it's around the heart, around the brain. It's like specific armor, but ultimately it's like these triple solar centers, they all unite and connect together as one. They all have this like rose architecture, and it's like they intersect multidimensionally, creating like one, kind of, the we know the womb, the primordial womb of the mother, is the center of all creation. And so just like our body is a replication of the heavenly kingdom of the cosmos in its, when it comes truly back to its original form. And so
Yeah.
just like in the cosmos, the womb is, kind of the center of creation. Of course, creation is, hierogamically, with mother and father god. But we have like the heart, where, the convergence point also happens between masculine, holy father in the brain, and holy mother in the womb. And so to speak exactly about, more in depth about the seven veils, just that it was just a little bit of a context of how, I see it. And so the seven veils, are ultimately like the innermost primordial veil around the womb is really like that spell of amnesia, of worthiness or purity or sacredness or holiness. Masculine kind of counterpiece to that is like the forgetting, the amnesia of our power, of that inner guardian dragon that has the power of victory to protect what is sacred. What I notice is like all those parts of us that sometimes believe we are powerless. It's so human that we sometimes have those moments, when someone made us feel powerless. And yet it's such a lie, because it's like the moment that you actually connect to your deepest desire in that moment, the deepest primordial desire, it's like the prime masculine desire is to protect what is holy, what is sacred, what is innocent. It's like you can feel the moment you truly tap into that part of you that has a sincere, through the body felt desire to protect sacredness. It's like a holy, like it's like a bridge opens up that unifies you. You become one with holy passion. I feel like it's really like you can feel it rise through your root, through your, literally through your blood. It's like that ruby power. I think Christians even call that, the blood of Christ. It's really like a holy force of the Father, that it is victorious, like nothing can stand against it, because it has that holy, that holy override power. And yeah, so that's just like the second veil, right, of the power, remembrance of our power, to go through that initiation of remembrance. And then there's also like confidence and courage, like confidence connects to like the self-trust, like, or just like faith and trust in general. So the opposite of that is, mistrust, doubts. And we all know those, kind of human moments very well, as well, like, yeah, piercing through this like amnesia veil of mistrust back into this absolute, unbreakable trust, both in God, in ourselves, in what God placed in us, what we're meant to do. And I love how you also mentioned, how we don't need any certification or any like, kind of permission slip from someone. Like, it's really just when you feel that remembrance come online, it's just like an ancient remembrance from that is beyond lifetimes. It's really about who you are, and instruction sets are literally like written in your very DNA. And I feel like that is my experience as well. That's really about, you don't need, it's like we're coming away from this old paradigm of like, you need some kind of certification to justify, or allow yourself to believe in yourself. It's really about, all you need is devotion to be a vessel for God. Like in that
Yeah.
moment, the divine intelligence can fill you. It's like, that's what you need. If you're ready to serve God, like, you have the permission, to actually feel and trust yourself again. Feel, can fully trust in the divine yourself, because you trust in God. And so that's like that other veil. And then we have like, the veil of the heart, like the emerald ray veils is really like to do with like this fierce self-love, and also the courage. And they're also interconnected. That's also a union between masculine and feminine in the heart and wing area. That is another veil, when we go into, just like the opposite of, courage, of course, is like fear. And also, yeah, just like this, the lack of self-love, it can show up in many ways, like self-rejection, self-abandonment, self-betrayal. And ultimately, how to claim that back is like, it's all about like feeling safe again, to truly show yourself to the world, to like truly, to remember again who you are, to authentically express yourself out into the world unapologetically, without any need to be approved, liked by others, because you hold that for yourself, that fierce self-love, where you can love yourself unconditionally, no matter if others do. And yeah, you really reach like a dangerous level of fearlessness and courage and apologetic, just like power. It's, I feel like that is part of like the Lyran. The heart always connects back to Lyra, this like Lyran essence, where you're just unapologetic in your love to yourself and also others. When you can give that to yourself, you can also like invite others to have that permission to just fully be themselves. And that is a big part of like the masculine like courage piece, just like no longer being afraid of being abandoned, even like persecuted and all that, because when you're unified in yourself, like nothing can actually touch you. And then we also have like the one I mentioned, in the crown, in the brain, pineal gland and pituitary gland. It's really to do with truth, that devotion to truth. That veil is also like, or like the opposite of it, the amnesia spell of truth, like forgetting who we are and what we came here to do, that clarity. So it can happen, to like narcissistic abuse, like gaslighting, where we're constantly like being gaslit, we doubt ourselves, we, there's some kind of layers of confusion. And sometimes even when things happen to us in that felt traumatic, be it in this life or past, timeline, that were like severe traumatic events that took place, sometimes like it's really like everything happens by consent. And so sometimes we ourselves consented that we didn't want to remember because we were afraid to remember. It felt too painful. It felt easier to forget. But ultimately, the time has come now where we need to just face everything and remember the truth, no matter if it is sometimes uncomfortable. And it's not like, yeah, we can learn to regulate ourselves and soothe our nervous system, and feel through that union with God, not through this and these like forms of escape and amnesia. And so we have to de-armor ourselves from amnesia, from these and those are the different veils. I think, did I mention all? I think there's another one I haven't mentioned to do with pleasure, joy of life, and
Oh,
that's a big one. And the reversal of that is what we all very well know too, is like the martyr self-sacrifice that also then causes all this like it's like this black cube reversal in our body, this network that we have to dismantle, to do with bitterness, resentment, pain and suffering. It because we don't allow ourselves to choose what brings us most joy, that is ultimately God, to that nourishes our inner white diamond flame. And so there's a lot there to until like the people pleaser and just different like programs where we don't allow ourselves to follow our deep joy of life, that ultimately is always like the highest win-win-win pass for all, when it is
I can see
joy
myself in
for,
many of those. I had
yeah.
various of those programs deeply, 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 deeply installed. And I feel that I've been like dismantling one by one, slowly, slowly. And I really like your full connection to the cosmic father aspect. When I did your masterclass, I felt a connection to that aspect that I had never felt before.
Mm.
So that was really interesting, and that you also mentioned it in a lot of the veils, that it is his medicine, right? That heals the inversion. So that is very, very interesting, and it's giving me some new connections in my brain. So thank you for that. And how long is the masterclass? Like how would it look like, and when do you start?
Oh, the mastermind, you mean the three
Yeah,
months one? Yeah.
yeah.
So it starts next Friday, and it's going to be a three
Okay.
months journey. Yeah.
And
So this
what
right.
other offerings do you have apart from the Rainbow Prophecy?
The other offering I have, so the Moo Rainbow Dragon Prophecy, is really for those women that want to step into their feminine creation power of their
Okay.
womb, and birth and actualize their soul purpose, their even larger, just like legacy offering,
Nice.
even become like stewards of the earth, of sacred grid points and land, and truly also step into their organic wealth template, just reclaim all that. And then my other offering that just started 2 weeks ago, that I've been running for the third time, is my White Diamond Elohai Lemurian Priestess Arts training. And that really is about this mastering, just like the art of soul retrievals. And in the offering, and in those 3 months, we go to these different timelines and really, or these different places in our body, these different centers, and reclaim back our feminine and masculine soul essence, to restore that, hierogamic inner divine union template of Christ Sophia, and ultimately like that tree of life architecture in our body, that
Mm.
allows us to blossom into who we are, into this deeper peace and joy and creation power. And also, like, there's a huge part in that I focus on sharing about the original crystal core technology that I personally have like remembered through my soul retrievals, and also support everyone to activate their own crystal core, unique, gifts they hold. And yeah, so that is, I really love both of these offerings because they feel like they're truly part of my womb blueprint. And
Oh, yeah, you can feel that. I really can feel that. It comes from full purity, from full love. And that's why I also wanted to share this white, because I really feel that it is so needed right now, because so many of us hold such important blueprints and instructions. And I can only speak for myself and see what I see around me, that so many women have such incredible gifts and knowledge and wisdom. And no matter how hard they try, they cannot manage to be seen or get out, or are like in scarcity. And I mean, if you hold the key, because that's what key holders are, right? If you hold the key to be able to bring that inversion back into organic and make them seen, I really feel that this is so important for these times that we are moving into. And I know that you have to go in a bit. Maybe just one last question. So how do you feel is this year um, going to unravel? Do you feel that there's something on the horizon as well? Would be interesting to me.
I mean, I truly feel that, we've reached this peak, or we could even describe it as like this final battle stage, of like good versus evil. And I mean, we know, God is going to be victorious, but it's also like a co-creation between us. It's not just us like sitting back and waiting for that victory to take place. It has to kind of come through us, like actually
I
anchoring
hope.
God, Holy Mother, that creation power and all the elements of Holy Mother, of her fierce love, and just her trust, surrender, and that creation power, and the Holy Father's like passion to protect what is sacred, and all the elements of like courage and trust and all that, like through our own body, and become vessels for God. And I truly feel that that is has been happening more and more, that we've reached this tipping point where now it's almost reached a point where it's like it is done to a certain degree, where I feel like the victory is
It's already
inevitable.
done.
It's
Yeah, yeah, it's
already
already done.
inevitable. We're just kind of watching it like,
Yeah,
unfold, but we still have to stay active in this like state of, being present
right.
witnesses, but also like co-creators in this, and just vessels, to be vessels for God, to work through us, to move us, to I feel like there's a huge, kind of like I said, the year of the fire horse is like a huge momentum for people to like really remember their true power that is born from, deep presence, facing your fears, actually de-armoring these triggers of the survival body in the nervous system, which I also believe like the nervous system, even the name itself, only represents the surface layer for nervous system. We can pierce beneath this like nervous system triggers that are in, can get triggered to go in survival mode, into that still point that is like a network, like a peace network, in our body, that is really this tree of life architecture. Yeah.
I loved how you said that this conditioned piece, right? So as long
Yeah.
we are looking for a nervous system regulation that is all still conditioned, instead of going to the root and rewiring it to just being always there, not only if something happens externally outside of
Exactly.
us. It's such a game changer. Anyone who's listening to this, I really recommend you watch this masterclass. It's for free, and it really does, already just listening to this does something to your brain. Like,
Mm.
your codes are just so potent, because I normally don't remember stuff, but I this like pierced into my brain, because I realized that as long as you think that you need to regulate your nervous system, it is still in condition to something external. So you're not in the peace, in the constant peace, bliss state. You are still externally dependent on something to regulate your nervous system, right?
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
game changer.
Powerful awareness. I know, it's like, it's really like, I feel like, I needed to receive this remembrance for my own initiation, and it's just something that really, yeah, allowed me to kind of create like or kind of to remember how we actually can rewire the brain and regulate the nervous system with Christ. It's really like Christ, the divine masculine, that is almost kind of like that whale consciousness guiding us down into the crystal core, be it, in the timelines in Andromeda, where we fell into this kind of chaos and survival mode when there was a draconian attack, but also that show up in our daily lives, where we just realize that we're asked to remember the deeper, unconditional peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. And yeah, it's really like all triggers are just like conditional forms, of peace, where we believe, oh, we need something around us, we need a person or a situation to change so we can be at peace, when actually we have the ability to just pierce underneath the trigger into that eternal still point frequency, the crystal core, and make peace with everything that happens. And yeah, so that kind of just, I feel like so many of us are actually simultaneously receiving these like remembrance codes, and just, kind of, I feel like that's also what's happening, and it's very important right now with the disclosure that's taking place, like through the Epstein files and everything, that is the necessary process of healing for humanity to just be able to actually see the full truth, the extent of what took place, all the evil that has been going on. And it's really important that, those of us that are able to kind of be these kind of like stabilizing, yeah, kind of elements in the field that are able to hold this deep still point unconditional peace to the regulated nervous system. And it's also so important, I feel like this is a huge part of God's victory. Is just, that's another one of the veils I didn't mention. It's just simply like presence, like to stay present in the body no matter what, to not disassociate, because our power is staying in the body, like staying unified with God no matter what. And when we can actually do that, it's like that presence is the portal to our power and to our inner peace and to the victory. And I feel like that is a huge part what many of us, are being initiated into, just like take refuge in the still point amidst the chaos. And through that, I feel there's a massive like victory of God unfolding.
Yeah.
It's almost like, yeah, destabilizing, you know, forces in the field. They're like vortices of peace, and kind of like literally emanating specific like still point song or free of remembrance, that we are safe, that we are fiercely loved, that we're fiercely protected no matter what is happening externally. And to that deeper awareness, yeah, there's just a huge divine miracle override plan that I feel is unfolding in this year. I feel like it's the final showdown. At least, yeah, that's what it truly feels like we're going to be able to witness this year, as more and more of us step into their still point, and from there into their power, their creation power. And I feel like we're going to see a lot of co-creations and collaborations this year, of people really like going for what they've always deep down, that their soul has been dreaming of, and that is also the answer, and an important piece of the puzzle of the divine master plan. I feel like this year many of us are going to be able to actualize these deep soul desires and projects and collaborations that God wants us to create. So I'm very excited for this year.
Aho! That's a perfect last words. Thank you so, 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 so much for your beautiful codes, your wisdom, your smile, your presence, your beauty. I know that you have to go. It was a pleasure having you on.
Oh,
And
such an honor. Thank you.
For everyone who wants to work with Saskia, I'm going to put the links down below so that you can find her. And let's do this again soon. I feel there is a lot to come. And I hope you have a beautiful day in Hawaii.
Uh, Thank you so much. It's, yeah, it's been such a pleasure and honor. Oh, my love. And yes, looking forward to more of these talks.
Yes, very soon. Have a beautiful day.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to stay a little bit longer here with you guys. Can you go out? Ah, yeah, now. So I'm just going to check if there are any comments. It's like my second time doing this on this live stream thingy. So I don't even know if I'm, yeah, I am live here. Oh my God, there's so many comments from you. I'm gonna check them out. Phoenix! Yeah, Camila. So beautiful, so beautiful. Oh my God, like my whole head is buzzing. It's just so powerful. You know why I do this? Because it's every time that I have a sister on here, which I feel truly like this deep soul resonance in all my body. I'm like, those codes, if they need to be heard, like they need to just be heard. And this is also why I do the Mom podcast. So my podcast is Mom, Multidimensional Art Medicine Women, and the talking stick. And it's actually, where's my talking stick? Here. So I got this talking stick in Poland by the fire on a very magical moment. And he told me that it's a talking stick and that the circle of the medicine women in this original earth marketplace, gathering place, those ancient ones, those medicine women are starting to awaken and become more seen and speak out, and that they need to be getting a voice. So that's why I just love to do that. It's like, it just brings me pleasure to be able to speak with those beautiful, amazing beings and experience their magic and their medicine as well. Because right now everyone has a different key, has a different codes. So they were all hidden in different parts, so that if that we cannot be hijacked. So that and we come together in the exact right timing to wake each other up, to bring each other home, to walk each other home. So that was beautiful. How are you guys doing? I hope that you enjoyed it. And yeah, it's a lot of things happening. Um, I really feel that the disclosure, the full disclosure, is going to be very soon. And I don't know about you, but I feel that there is definitely some sort of happening, and I'm not going to talk about the solar flash or the event or anything like that, because it has been talked over a lot. But I feel in myself, for myself, I know it's like this personal knowing that something is about to unlock, like boom. And for me, I feel it has something to do with one of those seals that I've been personally observing in myself. not trying to fix it, not trying to change it, but simply observing it and knowing that there will come a moment, I don't know when it is, when it will be revealed. And when this happens, doesn't happen only for me. These things happen and they are like a domino effect onto all of our monad. So it's exciting times, and I'm happy to not be so alone anymore and be able to talk about walk-in experiences and multidimensional experiences, and uh, talk about it without fear of being rejected, of my daughter being taken away, um, being called crazy. And for me, it's going into another level of authenticity and boldness to speak about things that I maybe have not spoken about up until now. And I was always kind of dimming back and holding back. But I'm going through my own process of next step of embodiment, and now it's time. So I'm going to rest now. I feel this coming 2 3 weeks before the day out of time before equinox, it's still a lot of resting energy, a lot of contemplation, a lot of just being. Um, there's nothing left to do, I feel, except that, and everything will take its place and its path by itself. The only thing that is important right now is to really truly listen to your body. So when something comes across your path or some offering, is it a full body yes? Is it a yes and then following this excitement, following what your body's telling you? Everything right now is in the body, in the earth element. The body is the mother speaking. So dancing, creating, being in nature is, I feel, the only thing that we really have to do. Um, the healing loop times where we had to have more mental concepts and more mental understandings and bettering or getting somewhere over a personality that was still is still part of the cage, still part of the illusion. I feel that that is crumbling, and we're more and more being invited to um, let this multidimensional fluid being enter that is already there, that has already arrived. Um, and the work is done. I have said it a lot of times. The work is done. We just need to wait when we receive the instructions, like the impulse to act. When you receive the impulse to act, then it's the time to act. That is the only thing that we have to do. And for the rest, just chill. Like really just relax right now. It's not go time yet. But it is time to make some decisions. So if you feel resonance with something, then go for it. Um, I'm also very much in this trust energy now, that the right things will happen in the right moment. Nanoseru hutriam anusuri triakus ahur gram arus utruri itriain ima shukuri patru utrunai trasuna ikrasun inai hai putus itranku. So I've been, some days it was so hard for me to speak or to write in English or in Spanish or in German or any other of those languages that I speak. And I really just wanted to speak telepathically. And today I had beautiful children with me that I was guided to work with now and blessed. And It was so amazing just to be able to speak with them telepathically. You know, they're Polish, they don't speak my language so well, so I was just speaking with them telepathically, and it was such a relief to see as well how they respond, right? Their bodies respond, and to experience those things is just such a blessing, and we're going to experience that more and more. So, yeah, exciting times. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a beautiful night. Just seeing if you're writing something. I love you so much, Phoenix. Have a beautiful night, everyone. Bye bye.